Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and today I'm here with the talented Claudia Hoyser. How are you doing?
I'm doing so great. Thank you for having me on.
It is my pleasure. I've been a huge fan. I'm going to tell you, I've been a fan since like your debut album. When I first heard of you, I was like, oh, beautiful voice. So
Oh my
definitely
goodness. Thank you so much. I was so excited to see the email come in with Crazy Women Country. I was like, oh, that's me to a T. Let's go. We need to do this one. This is a definite yes to this interview. So, so thank you for finding me and inviting me to the show.
Well, it's my pleasure. So we'd love to start off with the most difficult question.
Ooh, hit me.
Who is Claudia Hoyser?
Oh, you know what? That is the hardest question because we've been working on it. I've only been working on it for how many years, and trying to sum it up into one sentence is always the trickiest. But basically, I am a country music artist now, deemed a little bit of a social media influencer, which who saw that coming? It's crazy. And I'm really just getting a chance to follow my crazy dream of becoming a singer and a songwriter. And I'm getting to travel around and perform my own original music for hundreds and sometimes thousands of people. And it's really a dream come true every chance I get to do this a little bit at a time. So I'm just really like a country music lover, big music lover in general, getting to follow my dream.
That's awesome. So how did you get started? Was there one day where you're like, this is music, I'm gonna have to do this the rest of my life? Or was it just that you kind of fell into it?
It kind of like keeps snowballing every chance it gets. And I'm so lucky for that. It's always been my passion, and it was like my favorite hobby in the world. I remember like as a little kid, I would skip sleepovers with friends to sit home and try to learn some guitar on YouTube and try to write some of my own songs and write my own music. And I always just thought it was a big hobby for me. And as I got a little bit older, I started playing in some coffee shops and doing a couple restaurant gigs here and there when I could get a booking. But I always thought it was just going to be something fun for me to do in my spare time, and figured that after college, I'd go off to have my real big girl job and just kind of sing sometimes on the weekends when I could. But when I was away at school, I was introduced by a mutual friend to my now manager and producer, Tony Gross. And when I met him, he was like, you know what? I hear something very different about your voice. He called it a fingerprint sound. And here I was like, yeah, I don't like that. Can we fix it? Can we try to take that out of my voice? And he's like, no, that's the thing that makes you you. And we need to work on what that means. Like, what else do you got? So I started writing and working with him, and a little bit here at his studios, GFI Studios. That's where I am today. And we just got working on some songs and tried writing together, and we knocked out about 3 original songs in one sitting. And I was like a young girl, had no idea that that was weird, and he was like, this is kind of uncommon. Sometimes songs can take a year to put together. You don't always sit down and knock out 3 on the first day of trying to write with somebody. So it just really happened pretty naturally with my manager. And he was like, if you want to give a music career a shot, I think I can help you, try that. If that's something you want to try to pursue, we could write and see if anything takes us anywhere. And it was kind of like a big what if, and nobody could tell me that it was going to work. But I was like, if I don't do this, if I don't take this crazy chance right now and try to work at this studio and write music and record music, I might never get the opportunity to. So I started working here. I did my internship here, which led to just us writing and recording a bunch of original songs. And that kind of snowballed into music placements in some movies. We landed a placement of 4 songs actually in a movie on Netflix called Wildflower very early on. And I got to play a small role. And then we had a song hit country radio. So it was like this crazy, amazing happenstance that country radio fell in love with one of my songs that was really like an unreleased demo. And I didn't think country music would accept me being from upstate New York. I figured I was going to go the more singer-songwriter route, but I always felt right at home in country music. And then country radio was the one that said, we love your song. We think this is going to do really well. Let's try to play it. And it started growing on a whole bunch of different stations. And then I really found myself being able to confidently say, oh yeah, I'm a country music artist. So it was really cool to have country radio accept me with open arms. And now we've had about 6 singles out there and always writing and recording.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad they did accept you and you were able to produce your debut album because, that was a great album, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the album took a little bit of time. So when I first started working here at the studio, I figured we were working on our record then, which this is talking 2017. And we started writing and we had written over about like 200 songs at one point. We're way past that now, but we definitely have at least counted 200 and 200 plus that we have really finished and fell in love with. So we had to take about 14 songs, I stretched it to, for this debut album. So it was really tough because we kept writing and we kept recording and things kept getting better. And I kept figuring out my sound and kind of what I wanted to be like and what I feel like, how am I going to show who Claudia Hoyser is through my music? That's a whole thing to figure out when you're just starting out. So it took us about 4.5 years to get the album done, but I can honestly say I'm so glad that I had that time to just figure out who I was as an artist, and just get to put out a collection of songs that I felt really, really proud about. And I think I will forever. So Red Lights Turning Green is the name of that album. If you guys want to go check it out while you're listening.
After the interview, they can't leave yet.
Oh yeah. No. Stick around. You're going to want to hear this for sure. And then go check out the album and some of the cool music videos we've been putting out to go with it.
Absolutely. Which kind of leads to your newest single. I want to kind of talk about that, Small Town Motels. Now, was that kind of written in those conglomerate of those 200 plus songs there, or was that something newer written?
Actually, this is a newer one. So that's always like the battle. Do we go back and break out some of the older songs that we started a long time ago that I'm totally in love with and I want everybody to hear? Or do we write something new, which always becomes your new favorite, right? When you come out with a new song, it's like a shiny new toy. You want everybody to hear it. So we sat down and wrote that a couple months ago. And we could just see with the title Small Town Motels, it was like, you could see the imagery, and I knew this one was going to have an awesome music video to go along with it right away. So we filmed the video before we really released the song, and we put the song out in November, and then we just launched the music video, which debuted on CMT. So we're in the running right now for CMT's 12-pack countdown. And if everybody wants to go vote, that would be amazing, because there's a chance we could be part of CMT's 12-pack countdown, which airs on Fridays. And if we can get into that top 12 slot, that would be our 3rd music video to hit the 12-pack. So that would be really cool.
I will make sure to get that link off of one of your socials and make sure it is in the description so y'all can go do that.
That'd be amazing. That'd be so great. Thank you.
Absolutely. How many times can you vote? Can you vote every day once, or?
Every day, as many times as you want. You can sit there all day long clicking on it.
Just keep clicking. Okay, yeah. There we go.
It'd be amazing.
We now have a new job to do from now till Friday.
Everybody get to work. It's just crazy. So we had Duke Devlin, which is a song we wrote about the hippie who never left Woodstock. That was like #1 on the 12-pack countdown for 3 weeks in a row. And then it was in the 12-pack for, I don't know, like 12 weeks or something. It was crazy. And then Wicked was our first one to launch with CMT. And I don't think, maybe we haven't done 12 pack with that yet. Maybe that's going to be next. But this is just so amazing that CMT's kind of like taken us in and given us a chance with these videos. So it's so cool to see people sending me pictures of them actually like watching it on their TV instead of just being online too. And it's just been amazing to have something that you create, you know, go out there on a national broadcast like that. It's crazy.
That's awesome. And good luck. I'm rooting for it to be number one as well. So
Thank
fingers
you.
crossed.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Yeah, check out the video. It's cool. It's like very down home. It's in like this 70s looking motel room. And I got to drive one of the coolest trucks next to the Wicked music video because that was the second coolest truck. They're like dueling. I can't decide which one I would want to keep more, but definitely was hard to give the keys back to that one. It was just a lot of fun making these videos with my team.
Well, I can say I was flashing back to my childhood because I believe my father had owned a truck like that at one time, and I was like, that looks so familiar, but it was in blue, like that. I think it was like a baby blue in the 80s was a big color back then.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. This one was called like the something classic or the, oh God, what was it? There's a fancy name for the color of the truck, and it's like this seafoam green. I'd have to find it. I put it in the comments on YouTube. It's in the credits, the fancy model of the truck. So for all the truck lovers out there, I had to include my little fun facts. Of course, I don't remember them though, so it's not helping me now.
But they're posted, so that's all that matters. They're there for you to
Exactly,
search.
they're there. Go,
now
go
you have
check.
to go to the video. Now you have to go to the video and check it out, so that way you can find all the details.
Absolutely.
Okay. Method to your madness.
Yes.
So tell us, who are some of your female influences?
Well, I'm a huge Miranda Lambert girl. I love Miranda. I think her songwriting has just inspired me in so many ways to just be like really authentic and truthful. And she's just so sassy and cool. I'm like, okay, I got to rope some of that into my writing. And I got a chance to open up for her not too long ago. So that was like huge bucket list, dream come true, getting a chance to open for Miranda. And she's just an amazing person. And it was so cool to get to meet her. And of course, I wrote down a note of everything I wanted to say to her. And then she read it and came out to meet me and was like, I loved your note. And I just totally went blank. Like, okay, well, now she knows everything and I have no cool stories to tell her. So, but it was very cool. And I was wearing boots from her boot line. So I got to be like, well, I'm wearing your boots and I love them. And so she's been a huge inspiration for me, just musically, style wise, style on stage wise, and just how she really just rocks it and can rock out, but also be soft and sweet. And then I love pulling from, you know, some of the classics like Loretta and Dolly. And we did a classic Hoyser Country Monday series on Facebook for a couple years where I would take these classic country songs by people like Dolly, Loretta, just Johnny Cash, you know, and put my own little twist on it and hope people would accept it and not totally hate me for it. And it took off and the series went kind of crazy. And I found myself digging more and more into those older songs and pulling from these artists that have so much incredible experience in their songwriting and storytelling. So I get a lot from the classic stuff too.
I apologize if you heard Bella, her little howl
I
came
can't
through.
hear it.
Just like that.
Believe it or not, I really can't hear her barking.
Oh, I felt so bad because I'm like, here she goes, she's gonna howl.
Now I can hear her. Now I can hear her. What kind of dog is Bella?
Bella is a Chihuahua and
Oh boy.
Beagle mix.
Oh boy. That's a
All of
loud
our
dog.
Chihuahuas are rescues, so they're
Oh, that's so sweet. My parents have a half Chihuahua, half Dachshund.
oh.
Sometimes it's an angel, and sometimes it is like, oh my gosh, you can't even believe that someone could own a dog like this. He's so bad. But Marco, he's our little devil angel child.
Oh. Well, we
But
will have
that's
to have, I'm
incredible.
telling you, we're gonna have to have a full dog show, but we're gonna have to like everyone come like drive somewhere and we're all gonna have to meet with dogs and yeah.
Yes, I would love that. I'm a huge, huge dog lover.
Oh, oh. So would you like to do our 20 crazy questions?
Oh, I would love 20 crazy questions. Yes, of course.
Okay, and I promise we won't get arrested yet.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, so
I'll
tell
try my
us
best to
what.
answer truthfully.
Oh, so tell us, do you have any guilty pleasure music?
Guilty pleasure music. I totally do. I have so many songs that I find myself listening to and I'm like loving so much in the car. And then I'm like, oh my God, if anybody heard me singing this, I would just probably be ruled out. Like, okay, she's not allowed to sing anymore. I love like, oh my God, my dad raised me listening to like a lot of punk rock, like Good Charlotte and stuff like that. And like Pearl Jam, things like that. I love like really crazy pop music, like fun dance music, electronic music. We have a guy here that works in the studio. His name is Zogby, and he made like a remix to one of my songs because I love what he does so much. I'm like, everything you do in there, it sounds like aliens at work, but I need you to try to make a remix to one of my country songs. So I just am like a huge music lover in general, no matter what the genre is.
Awesome. So if I asked you today, your favorite song is.
Oh, this is like the hardest question for me, aside from who is Claudia Hoyser. Favorite song? Oh God. I'm a huge Chris Stapleton fan. I love Chris Stapleton. I love all of his music, new and old. I've been listening to nonstop. Let's see. I listen to a lot of Ryan Bingham lately from Yellowstone, and same with Luke Grimes, the guy that's on Yellowstone. He plays Casey. He has a new song out called No Horse to Ride, and I've been listening to that nonstop. I would probably say that right now.
Oh, that's a great song.
It's good.
It is. So tell us the best concert you've attended.
Best concert I've attended. Ooh, that I've also sang it. I'm so biased about this
Okay, you can
Miranda
do
Lambert
that.
show. I'm so biased about this Miranda Lambert show, but I will say best concert I've ever attended. Yeah, it has to be the Miranda Lambert concert, Seneca Niagara Casino. I just had like the time of my life, got to open for her, see her backstage, and then go out and enjoy the show with my friends and family after I performed. It was just one of the coolest things ever.
Awesome. Awesome. And you're not the only person that said a show that they opened for. That was the coolest
Yeah.
show. One of their
Yeah.
so it's so good to hear that too, because sometimes as just a listener, we don't realize, okay, you have to put all this work into as a
Mhm.
performer, and then you can still go listen and enjoy. But yeah, it's just so cool to hear those when you've been performing, but yet you get to listen. So
Exactly. It's one of the craziest things because there's so much hype up to the show time. You're like
mhm.
doing interviews in the morning and then you got to get ready and then you have to see your band for a few minutes and get ready and do a little rehearsal and make sure everything sounds good on stage. And it's like so much hype. And then you perform and it's like it just goes so fast. And you kind of just get in the moment on stage and it's like this dreamy thing that you don't even know if it's really happening. And then you get off the stage and one of the coolest things is being able to then go watch some of your favorite artists like right after that, and you get to go down in the front and listen side stage sometimes and hang out with some of the band members, and it's just really cool to be able to do that and relax and hang out and watch some of your favorites after you perform.
So tell us, is there a recommendation you would give us on an album or artist that we need to listen to before we die?
Whew. Let's see. I'm so bad at titles and names. And I listen to so much music. Like um, I really love the Brothers Osborne record. Are you Brothers Osborne fans?
Yes, yes.
Port St. Joe. I think it's called Port St. Joe. I've probably listened to this thing so many times. Port St. Joe. Yeah, it is so beautiful. Everything on there is amazing. His voice just like chills you to the bone, and I love it. And of course, anything Miranda Lambert or Chris Stapleton.
Of course, you can't leave those out, you know.
No.
Those are essential.
Those are essential. And my manager turned me on to Wrecking Ball, the record by Emmylou Harris too. And we've taken a lot of inspiration for our album based on that Emmylou record. So also a definite 11 out of 10 recommendation.
Oh, and you know, there's probably someone listening that hasn't heard that. So I'm going to recommend you go listen to that too.
It's like so classic and so amazing and so famous, and probably one of the biggest reasons why Emmylou, is so known today by so many generations of people. But there might be some younger people out there that haven't heard it yet, and I would definitely recommend it because it definitely helped me fall even more in love with country music.
So speaking of, when you win your first award, like, you're up there and you're winning like one of the Entertainer of the Year or something like that, tell us.
We can only hope.
I'm keeping that I'm speaking it to the universe, so it happens. So tell us, who's the first person you want to thank?
Oh, that would be, well, it's hard to like pick one over the other, but my dad and mom, my mom and dad, they're just like, they've always been so supportive of my music and my dreams. And, being able to say, hey, once I finish college, I'm going to move back home and work in a music studio to pursue my music career. Like, a lot of parents would have been like, okay, honey, that's absolutely crazy. No shot. But they've always been like so supportive and right behind me. And with whatever my sister and I wanted to do in our lives, especially, following our dreams and creating as much as possible. So my parents, 100%.
Beautiful. So, other than obviously performing opening for Miranda Lambert, tell us something on your bucket list.
Ooh, I put one out on Instagram the other day that I want to open up for a Cody Johnson. That's on my bucket list. Or sometimes I do these little artist to artist chit chats. I would love to just chat with him, maybe have him on my show. It's called Fired Up Live. And I just love to like sit and talk to him because he's just awesome, amazing performer, artist, songwriter. What else is on my bucket list? I really want to go to Norway because I've always just had this thing that I've wanted to go to Norway, didn't even know why. And then now that I have these listeners out there from all over the world, thanks to Facebook, they're some of my top listeners. It's like second country, and they're always listening on Spotify, everybody over there in Norway. So I hope to get there and perform a show sometime.
Oh, the European fans, Norway, and they are it is such a unique difference between like Europe fans and American fans, and even shows like over there. Yeah. It's not like here where we have drinks and like kind of party up. It's a little more like they go to hear you sing. Like they're like,
it's like a listening.
Yes, they have a drink or two, but it's a listening crowd. It's that, they listen to listen. Like they want to hear you. They're glad you're here, and
it's amazing.
You can see that dexterity and that it's really cool. So
yeah, and I have to add that my bucket list is so long. There's so many things I want to do. There's like, even though I feel like we've been working really hard at this music career it's been like about 7 years, just like doing it full time. This is all I do, and in some ways it really feels like we just got started. Like every day is so fresh. There's always new songs to write and new music videos to record and new crazy plans to come up with. And so bucket list item for me this year, especially, I really want to go on a tour, like a real, we've done tons of travel dates. My band and I have traveled all around, and I'm hoping to be asked, to be on a tour and open up for somebody and just be along for the ride.
Awesome. So I hope that happens. And yes, we should always keep adding to our bucket list. I don't think our bucket list should ever end. I think we should keep going with it.
I'll like literally write these things down sometimes when they just come to me at night. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna write these down. And I found an old list in my phone. We were looking for some old song lyrics the other day for a song we'd written back in like 2016. And I found this email to myself with like things I hoped that would happen. And looking back at it, it was like almost every single one of them had happened since that day, since like 2016. And so it's just so cool to make those little notes and reminders for yourself, because sometimes it feels like you're just drilling the pavement and pushing uphill. And then to go back and find notes like that, it's like, wow, we really are doing some big things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even now that you said that, like some of us that still keep the written date things that we do and things like that. And it's amazing
Yeah.
when you take that look back and you're like, wow, I did so much. And
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm a big list maker. Like I get to the studio, I'm like, okay, what's on our list for today? And we have like physical paper lists and then also like digital phone lists shared between us. And yeah, crossing things off at the end of the day always feels so good.
it does, doesn't it? Oh, so tell me, do you have a favorite vacation spot or adventure that you like to go on?
Favorite vacation spot. Well, I grew up going to the Thousand Islands every summer with my family, and that has always been just like my home. My heart is there in the Thousand Islands. It's on the St. Lawrence River here in upstate New York, and it's not far from home for me. It's like 2.5 hours away or something, but it's like a different world there. It's like its own little community and gorgeous, gorgeous little islands everywhere. And I love to go boating and hang out. So that's always been like one of my favorite places to go, just to kind of like check back in and relax. And it always feels like going home when I go there. But I really like to go new places. So even that's kind of works out with the whole travel thing that we get to do for a job, right? I just love seeing new places and experiencing, new scenes, new food, new people, and experiencing those things for the first time. That's like my favorite thing. So I'm always down to go wherever anybody wants. I'm like, take me. Yep, I'm in.
Okay, we're gonna just have to get you a tour bus and just start the tour up. That's
Put me
it.
on the bus.
There's,
I'll shut my eyes and you just show up to the next place. I promise I'm gonna love it.
Oh, so tell us, when you read books, do you prefer audio, paper, or just digital copy that you get to read? Do you have a preference?
I'm a paper girl, and I really haven't read as many books as I should have. I just read like my first full book in a week, a couple weeks ago. It was so good. It's called Verity. So if anybody's read that, it's kind of crazy out there, but it's really good. And I definitely need to start reading a little bit more because it was fun. It was like so good. And I love that good old school paper feel.
Perfect. So, if we started a movie about your life tomorrow,
Oof.
who would you want to play you?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. That is the hardest thing. I'd be honored to have anybody that would want to play me. Definitely somebody who likes to sing a little bit. That would be great. Um, God, who would I want to play me? God, I don't know. I don't know. I'm taking recommendations. Who do you think could? I don't know. I I'm such a fan of so many actresses, and there's somebody that people compare me to sometimes. They say our hair is the same. Oh, who is it? I gotta look it up. Mm,
Hmm.
I'll come back to you on that. I'm gonna find it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is a very open-ended question. Can you cook?
You know, I try to cook. I love cooking like dinner food and appetizers, but I can't bake. Like I can't do cookies,
Yeah.
cakes, things like that. They're always just, they look okay, but then you
Yeah.
taste them, you're like, yeah, tastes like nothing, or it's too mushy or something. So I can't do sweets, but I love to cook like dinners and foods. And I'm currently obsessed with this girl who's so big right now, Half Baked Harvest. She is just like this young influencer cook, and she's incredible. She's all over Pinterest and Instagram and stuff. So my show Fired Up Live is sponsored by Firedest Cookers, and it's like this awesome grill that sets up in like 2 seconds, and it's really amazing. It's like a giant wok almost. So we've been having so much fun with that and doing like tons of breakfast foods on there, and like it's amazing for chicken and steak, and I love like shish kebabs and things like that. So we have a lot of fun. I love to do a lot of cooking.
I'll have to get you my simple recipe for the cast iron chocolate chip cookie. That you'll be able to do. I promise. That's simple.
Okay. Okay. I'm all about the cast iron. So you're definitely going to send that over.
And it's nice because you can make that on the grill. So, you know.
Perfect. Ooh, I have to try the cast iron on the Firedest cooker and see how that goes. That would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm curious now too. I mean,
I know.
I've seen that when I've done it from a grill, but yeah.
If anybody's out there who's done that, let me know how it goes, and I will get to trying it.
Okay, so dinner's probably, I was going to, then you kind of led into the next question, which was going to be, what's your favorite meal to cook? But you kind of said you're hooked on the dinner and appetizers and.
Yeah, dinner, appetizers. I'm a big fan of all the way too overdone cheese boards, but if you find a new type of cheese, I'm definitely going to be the one to try it. And yeah, anything that goes with coffee too. I'm a big coffee girl. I could have coffee for dinner. So do you know about the coffee?
I do. Why don't you tell everyone else about the coffee?
Yeah, so it's just like my favorite thing in the world. I don't do anything without coffee, or we used to start every single day, still do, with pots of coffee here at the studio. And it started out as pots and pots of espresso, but after so many, we're like, we should probably just tone it down a little bit and just stick to coffee. So we, a couple years ago, were able to come out with our very own line of coffee, and it's called Hoyser Country Blend. I'm trying to see if I have one really close. I'm going to grab a bag for you. One sec.
This is your new coffee, everyone. You should try it.
My Hoyser Country Blend, made with rare Tanzanian key berry beans, and we have regular whole bean and Jamaican me country flavor, which is like a Jamaican me crazy, but it's a little bit lighter, and creme brulee and caramel flavored. It's amazing. And so we got to come out with this, which I thought was going to be a little merch table piece, and then it turned out to become a lot of people's favorite coffees, and people started ordering it from all over the place, all over the world, all these different countries, like 15 different countries. And it started going into some major chain retailers. And so it's just taken off, and now you can find me drinking this at almost any point in the day. And I hope you guys will try it out there. It's really good. It's called Hoyser Country Blend. And then this led to us being able to turn it into a coffee whiskey. So now we have a whiskey out there called Drunken Bean, and it's got my face on it, and it's distilled in Idaho. So you can get it right now in Idaho and New York. And hopefully we're going to be moving into some more states pretty soon. So we'll have to get it to you in Florida.
Well, I will be in Idaho this summer coming up. So that's why I wrote that down. Like, I'm going to have to go check that out now.
Yeah, so you're going to have to go find a bottle. It's in any liquor store in Idaho. So go check it out. I'd love you to taste it.
Oh, I will definitely do that. And then I'm just going to have to post on here and be like tagging you and be like, hey, I'm trying it. So
perfect. And the coffee's on Amazon and on my website, hoysercountry.com. So if anybody out there wants to try it, there's a little discount code right now on the splash page. So use the code and grab some to try for yourself. I'd love you to taste it.
Absolutely. I'll be doing that myself. Because, yeah, as soon as you started saying about the caramel, I'm like,
we're going to have to get you a bag. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. So let's get back to some serious questions now. You ready?
Serious. Let's hear it. Ready.
Do you have a game plan for zombie apocalypse?
Ooh. No, I would be like the most ill-prepared person. Okay, so this is why it's great that I have my manager, okay? Tony Gross. He is like the most prepared person. Like if we go anywhere, He's the first one to hand me a spare car key, make sure the tracking app is on for all of us because he can't lose one of us. Like, he's got it down. And I am like 2 seconds out the door, I've lost the spare key. My phone goes off for the Wi-Fi and I lose all cell service. I would be totally lost. So the best thing that could happen is that I get together with some of my closest bandmates and friends and fam, and we just hide out with some cool guitars and lots of coffee pots, and we get to just sit there and write the next album during the zombie apocalypse.
I love it. And Tony's probably gonna be prepared for it. So
yeah, he'll have it ready to go. I'm very lucky that I probably won't have to think too much about it because it'll just be taken care of. But
oh, so are you good at hiding from the authorities? Like, say I came to you and said, I need to hide from the authorities. Could you hide me?
Could I hide you?
Yes. Could you hide me? Like, say I was on the run and I needed to be hidden.
Oh my God. I think I could. I could. Depends on like what the situation is. If you really are out there, like, doing
well, I might kind of get you into the next situation because, the next kind of question leads right into this. It is hypothetically, if I needed to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
Depends. Was it?
And this is all hypothetical.
Was it an awful ex-boyfriend? Because then I could definitely help you hide him. I think I could definitely help you out. Yes. You could trust me on that.
Okay, perfect.
But I can't promise you I'm not going to write a song about it because then people might start putting two to two together. But I would definitely use it for song inspiration.
It could be some good song inspiration depending on how it all happened, right?
Could be a whole album right there.
Yeah. Although in Florida here they talk about wood chippers and alligators, so I'm kind of like, I'm not sure. That sounds a little more like a southern bayou song. Maybe a little
Southern bayou song. Perfect. That would be great.
Oh, okay. So, if you could be anything you want to be when you grow up, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh my God.
I still want to be Dolly Parton.
Yeah, definitely Dolly. I think, God, getting a chance to do this really is all I ever wanted to do. So if I still get to do this when I'm grown up, I'm going to pretend I'm not grown up because I still feel like a big kid most of the time. So if I'm still getting to do this when I'm older, it would be incredible. I've always wanted to do a little bit more acting, so that would be fun. But that's where like it's so fun for me to do the music videos because I feel like I'm getting to act in my own movie. But yeah, singing, acting, getting a chance to do this forever would be my total dream. So yeah, I'm good with like not being an astronaut or something like that. I'm just going to leave that up to the scientists of the world.
Oh, that's beautiful. So, can you tell us something that you're afraid of?
Ooh, something I'm afraid of. I feel like I come up with these things all the time, and then when you're put on the spot, it's so hard to think of them. Like I'm definitely
like spiders.
I'm definitely afraid of spiders. I don't like them. Definitely don't like spiders. I think I don't know. As I grow up, maybe roller coasters are getting a little scary. I used to love them, but now it's like you hear so many bad stories. I'm like, oh, I don't know if you're gonna catch me on that roller coaster ever again. I used to be such a wild child. But I don't know, definitely maybe I don't want, jumping out of a plane scares me. Don't like that.
Yeah.
And when people go like hang gliding and they dip your feet in the ocean.
Yes.
No, I don't want that.
Parasailing.
I'll just in the boat. Put me in the boat.
Okay, so I will admit parasailing is fun. Just saying.
Parasailing. That's what it is, not hang gliding.
Yeah.
It looks so fun for everyone else, but I'm like, I'm good down here. You go up there, I'll take the pictures.
Yeah. I have to admit, the worst part about that whole experience was I don't usually get motion sickness, but we were on because the speedboat, they go in reverse with reverse throttle. And I'm like, oh, I think I'm kind of nauseous. I'm like, I actually had to put my feet up, sit back, and close my eyes for a little because I was like, I'm getting nauseous, and I'm Like, this is weird, but yeah.
That is so bad. That happened to me for the first time this past summer. We were on a trip in Michigan to play some shows, and we had like a little downtime during the day. And so these awesome guys were like, "Do you guys want to come out on our boat? We have a huge fishing boat. We'd love to take you out and do a little fishing." And we're like, "Oh, that's awesome. Let's go." Lake Michigan is wilder than any ocean I've ever been in. It was crazy. I didn't think we were going to get back to land alive. It was like the windiest day. I couldn't believe any fish were actually biting, but we did catch a couple of ginormous fish. I think they were bass or something, but it was just unbelievable. And I'm like, this is the first time I've ever felt like a little motion sickness on a boat. It was so bad. So yeah, I think the parasailing thing is just, it's not for me.
Okay. Well, if you come with and ride in the boat, I'll go up in the thing and we'll have fun anyway.
Perfect.
Oh, so speaking of crazy things, would you go to karaoke with me?
Sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Except I'm the karaoke killer. Like in my friend group, they love to go out and do karaoke, and I never want to sing because it's like people that can kind of actually sing don't really, that's not what karaoke is about. Like you're supposed to be this total mess of so I always like try extra bad in karaoke situations. I'm like, let's just go make complete fools of ourselves because it's so much more fun.
It is that way. It is. Because I'm the type that I can casually carry the tune in the bucket, and everything's good and it sounds perfect, and that's it. But that's probably because I'm drunk too. No.
Yeah. Well, after a couple, it's a lot easier to sound terrible, so it's not too hard.
Right. Besides, when everyone's singing along to like Sonny and Cher, "I Got You, Babe," it's all good. No one really cares if you're on key, off key, whatever. They're just enjoying the moment.
Exactly.
Oh, so if you could be any person or a position, like example, Dolly Parton, or a position like an astronaut, who or what would you want to be, and why for the day?
For the day, oh my goodness, who would I want to be? That's really tricky. But I'd probably love to trade shoes with Miranda for a day because I love her, and I would just love to know what her life is really like. And getting a chance to having that as like such a huge inspiration for me, like everything about what she does and where she's at in her career, being able to be there and seeing what it's really all about and how different it feels from, being more of like an emerging artist. It would just be kind of crazy to actually feel the difference. And I think that'd be really fun.
That would be awesome. That would definitely be awesome. So tell me, do you have any words of wisdom? And if so, can you share them with us?
Ooh, I would say, so I hope that you would take a listen to my album, Red Lights Turning Green, because I feel like if there's ever, oh, look at her. Who's this?
This is Jessie. I thought you would enjoy having Jessie come say hi. Say, I had my vet appointment today. My checkup was good.
Cute. Oh, Jessie's a healthy one. So cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, anyways, Jessie's included on this. I hope that you'll go check out my full-length album, Red Lights Turning Green, because I feel like every song in there has a little bit of like words of wisdom, especially the song Willin', because I'm all about following your dreams. I think like we have such a short amount of time to do what we love in this life. And the only way that you can do that is if you're actually willing to try. So that's what that song's all about. So that would be my words of wisdom. Be willing to try to do what you love.
Oh, well, that is great. And I love it. So why don't you tell everyone what's coming up for the rest of this year, since we're at the beginning of 2023? Lots of exciting co-writing, concerts.
I'm so excited for 2023. I feel like we've already hit the ground running because at the end of 2022, everyone starts to ask you, like, what does your 2023 look like? What are you going to be doing? And it's kind of the most terrifying thing ever because you kind of have an idea, but you don't really know until everything's locked in, all the things are signed, and you can finally start promoting everything. But we got the most amazing phone call right at the end of 2022. And we were asked to open up this summer for Little Big Town in California. So if anybody asks me what I'm doing, I'm preparing for this awesome show with Little Big Town in July. We're kicking off the California Rodeo in Salinas, California. So praying for everybody right now out there going through all these crazy floods. I'm hoping we get this all cleared up and everybody stays so safe, because we really can't wait to get out there and do this show for you in July. And we're just writing and recording tons of new music until then. We're in the studio right now. Tony's in there working on new guitar parts for brand new songs that I'm just going to be spitting them out this year. We're not holding anything back, and we have a lot more coming up. New music videos ahead. Maybe a new EP before the end of the year, maybe an album. We'll see. I don't like to make promises like that because I just don't even know, but we're hopeful for lots of new music, lots of live shows, and just a whole lot more country, baby, country.
Awesome. Well, I am definitely excited, and let us know when any of the new stuff comes out, and we'll make sure to promote it for you. And get any links for, like, example, again, don't forget to click the link for the CMT voting. Just saying.
Yes. Vote on CMT for Small Town Motels, and also take a listen to my other single. We kind of have like 2 out right now. Johnny Cash Heart, which is perfect for Valentine's Day. It's like the sweetest little love song. And it was co-written by Jay DeMarcus, who was in Rascal Flatts. He's the bass player in Rascal Flatts. He's incredible, great friend. And Kate Higgins and James Slater, they wrote this one. And it's the first song I've released that wasn't co-written by Tony and I, and never would have put it out there if it didn't feel like one of my own. But I'm so in love with it. I'm so excited to have a cut of this one, and I hope you guys will go take a listen to that.
We will have the link in the description as well. So
yes.
It has been a pleasure having you on and chatting with you today, Claudia. You are welcome back anytime.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, and hope we can get you some coffee out there. So send me your address because we need to send you some of this.
Absolutely. I will absolutely send you my address.
Awesome.
And then I will be on here drinking coffee, promoting coffee every day.
Woo! Never a moment without it. Just helps everything get a little better.
Absolutely. And thank you, friends, for joining us for another episode. And again, make sure you click all the links. See you next time.
Check it out. Thank you so much.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.